Sweet mother of mercy, your Denver Broncos get more fantastic news before facing the Washington Commanders on Sunday Night Football and a chance to extend their winning streak to the longest it's been since Peyton Manning was running the ship, and even more phenomenal news about the Colts having injuries and the Patriots having injuries. The Broncos are going to get the 1 seed in the AFC, and it's going to hit amazingly. If you're new to the channel, I'm a diehard Denver Broncos fan named Ben. Helps me in the algorithm out a ton if you like the Broncos, if you would like and subscribe. So diving in here, obviously the phenomenal news is Pat Surtain is back. The best defensive player on planet Earth is back wearing his Broncos uniform and number 2, and it is just incredible to see him back. He talked about how hard it was to watch on the sidelines, but Sean Payton made another brilliant move. It was a gamble to not put him on IR. Had we put him on IR, he couldn't return until next week against the Vegas Raiders, so this is great. And the fact that the Broncos went 3-0 without him is just incredible, and knowing that it's really more like 4-0 because he went down at halftime of that Cowboys game. We saw the Cowboys beat the Chiefs, and they had no answer for Pickens and Lamb. They couldn't handle it. And even like with half our arm tied behind our back, the Broncos handled the Cowboys, which was just incredible to see. And having him back out there is making everyone feel better, including Vance Joseph, who talked a lot about Chris Abrams-Draine stepping up, Riley Moss being good. And he came out and said, now that Pat's actually back, I have zero worries. And that's how we should be feeling as Denver Broncos fans. We should have zero worries because our defense had held teams without Pat Surtain to an average of 13.7 points per game, and I am confident that Bo Nix could pull 5 all-nighters in a row and still find a way to put up at least 14 points on a team, and that should be your point of confidence, that our defense is just going to get better, that now we're going to start to see what that ceiling is, knowing that he's back. But it's more than just him being back here. We're also getting several others back who I think are kind of sneaky updates. So the first one, Jonah Elliss. I have been a longtime fan of Jonah Elliss, going back to obviously scouting him and looking at him coming up in the draft, knowing that he had that NFL pedigree of both his brother and his dad playing in the NFL. He had 5 sacks last year as a rookie, being one of the youngest players on the team. He had 5 sacks as a 21-year-old. And we saw him just be a game changer. And knowing that you can go from Bonito and Cooper to all of a sudden Dondre Tillman and Jonah Elliss, it's almost like a cheat code. So him being a full participant, he had a shoulder injury and then a hamstring injury, and so seeing that he's back as a full participant is huge. And then obviously getting Alex Singleton back is massive, knowing that he is the guy wearing your green dot helmet. He's getting the call in from Vance Joseph, so that is just absolutely incredible news. And then more incredible news is just like how elite our offensive line has truly been playing. Garrett Bowles at the start of the season had said like his goal was that he wanted to win that new award that had just come out, which is for the best offensive lineman in football, and he should absolutely be in the running for it, knowing that he at this point is allowing a 0% success rate when it comes to sacking his quarterback, that he is absolutely pitching a shutout every single time he's out there. And it's not like he's going up against a bunch of chumps as the defensive ends out there. He's shut down Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson and Max Crosby and you name it. Like, other than Myles Garrett, he has gone up against the best of the best. And I think a lot of that is because every practice he's going up against Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper and an incredibly aggressive front there. And so it's truly an iron sharpens iron situation there with how the Broncos practice. When you have the best defense in football, it is naturally going to make your offense better because they're practicing against each other, which is great. And then Mike McGlinchey at the same time is also pitching that same shutout. And so when you have the best tackles in football doing their job, the offense is going to click, and it is going to be a phenomenal thing to see. Other good news we get before just this Commanders game is knowing that I liked how we matched up against them, even if they had Jayden Daniels, because this is going to be a ferocious defense with Pat coming back to the fold with the Broncos off of a bye week. And now we are now officially hearing that Marcus Mariota is going to be the starting quarterback for the Commanders as they are holding Jayden Daniels back. I think that is kind of a strategic move on their part to make sure that he does not get further injured, knowing that we are about to break the record for sacks in the NFL in a season. The Commanders will be having Scary Terry back there, pretty much game-changing wide receiver. So having Pat Surtain back for that game, I think, is a really good thing to have. Broncos will be rocking their all-orange unis, which I think are a pretty sick combo. So we will be streaming that here. And I'm really confident about that game, mostly because when I did a crossover episode with Rio, make sure you click that and give that a watch. He's more confident about the Broncos winning that game. He had a bigger win margin for the Broncos than even I do, drinking all of the Kool-Aid. So that is just really, really good news. Other good news is we're just seeing all of the culture that is just stemming out of this Broncos locker room. Love seeing that Wattenberg got that long-term deal and that it was his teammates who were the first to congratulate him, and even teammates who maybe have their own prerogative and want their own deal. So John Franklin Myers was one of the first to retweet and say, hey, congrats on getting that deal. And then just seeing all of the players kind of unite behind pushing for Devon Key to make the Pro Bowl this year. And so you had PJ Locke be the one who went to bat for his man and said, hey, Devon Key is balling out of control and he's leading the NFL in special teams tackles. He deserves a Pro Bowl vote. And then I saw like 10 Broncos who all retweet that with something. So Nick Bonito retweets it. Pat Surtain retweeted it. Jonathan Cooper did. And that's just something that culture eats strategy, eats talent for breakfast. And our players have not changed that drastically from our massive losing streak and the Nathaniel Hackett era, but the culture of this team is just night and day difference, which is why we're going to win the AFC. And then just seeing that this team loves being together and loves playing together, even on Thanksgiving Day. Just seeing here, ML Football put this out here that Sean Payton has this team going viral because of actually doing a hard practice on Thanksgiving Day while we were all eating turkey and stuffing with our families. The Broncos were grinding and not just doing like a little walkthrough practice or canceling practice like they famously did during the Nathaniel Hackett era. But Sean Payton is such a maniac when it comes to the details. He knows that there's a forecast for potential rain with the Washington Commanders. So he talked about how he'd talk to the players that even though it's the My Cause, My Cleat week for the NFL, he wanted to make sure the players all had the right size cleats for the amount of rain that was going to fall. And then they were, even though it was kind of cold out there, they were practicing with drenched balls. So I just think that's a great thing that Sean Payton is such a maniac about the details, which is why we are on this huge win streak and why I think we're going to win the AFC. I also think we're going to win the AFC because you have the teams right around us who are also shooting for that 1 seed who are in massive trouble. So the report out there is that Daniel Jones has a fractured fibula. Another way of saying that is like an actual broken leg. And so when your quarterback 1 has a broken leg, I think they're going to have a hard time knowing that they have to play the Texans twice still this year. They have to play the Jaguars. They have a tough schedule. And if your quarterback is struggling with a broken leg, that's not ideal. Tyler Warren, their game-changing tight end, who the Broncos struggled to stop early in that game against the Colts this year, also is on the injured report. So that's a great thing. Again, not cheering for any of those guys to be hurt, but I'm just pointing out that the Broncos could use some of these teams falling off the cliff here a little bit. And then the other thing is that the New England Patriots are facing a crazy pass rush in the New York Giants on Sunday. And we know that right now, if Broncos win out and the Patriots win out, that we would still win the tiebreaker. But it would be great if we had a little bit of cushion here. And the Patriots losing to another team who we've beat would be awesome. So we should be cheering for that. They're without their starting left tackle, and then they're also without their starting left guard. And that's just not a combination that you want going against that Giants pass rush that we saw, which is a very, very good pass rush. And then I think we all can agree that watching the Chiefs lose to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving was just, it was as good as the gravy on Thanksgiving Day for me. But then in addition to that they have significant injury concerns now. And so you're looking here that Josh Simmons, their left tackle who went AWOL during the season and still nobody knows why he did that. He also broke his wrist and is probably going on 4-week IR, which means he would miss that game against the Broncos on Christmas Day probably. And then they also lost their other left tackle as well. And so while I think the Broncos are a better team right now than the Chiefs, we know how gut-wrenching it is to play the Chiefs and the referees. And so I would love if they were to miss the playoffs this year and that the Broncos wouldn't, even though I think we're a better team, I don't know if my heart can handle watching the Broncos play both the Chiefs and the referees. And then I think as we are looking for a rooting guide tomorrow, we want to cheer against the New England Patriots, cheer against the Indianapolis Colts. And we just got to handle business on a Sunday Night Football against the Washington Commanders. I messed up the how I drop my videos usually, so I don't know if you saw. I had a chance to talk to Rio Robinson, the biggest Washington Commander creator, and he just hypes up the Broncos even more than I do, and he's worried about playing us because we are going to mollywop the Commanders and be 10-2, already hit our over with a ton in our future and so much, y'all, to Bo-Lieve in. Ooh, ball, don't lie. I had a bunch here in case I missed, but don't even need to worry about it. Let's go.